All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's edition of the Coach Shawn Witten Show. It's week 6, but it's our 5th week doing the Coach's Show. Coach, welcome in tonight. Last week we were supposed to have a game, but as it's true for the whole season, as quirky as this season's been, we missed out on a game last week.
Yeah, just disappointing for our first home game. A lot of excitement building up for our first game with 4 straight road games, and man, it was going to be a dandy. You know, the weather great mid-September, and coming back home 4-0. You know, we're going to be ready to go. Felt like we were going to be gladiators going to come out here and play, but disappointing, obviously, just because guys didn't get to play, and like I mentioned, just great opportunity for our first home game. We just missed out on a lot.
We did, and the whole community is like Coach Brian Witten said earlier. This community is aching for Friday night action.
Well, I mean, our community is special because a lot of it revolves around Friday night. You know, just we got a great stadium, our season ticket sales, but on that, you know, the APO sales, concession sales, you know, the parking passes. There's a lot that goes into it, and then you know, the biggest thing too, Tony, is you know, games in August and games in September really matter because the weather's nice. It's football weather. You know, just a lot of excitement there for the upcoming season, and our town bleeds orange and black.
All right, now let's go back to 2 weeks ago. We leave on a Friday, go down to play. They bump the schedule up because the storm's coming in. We're warming up. They say get off the field light. They come and get you, and they say, oh, we're going to kick off 15 minutes early. We get down there, we don't kick off. You sit in the gym for 2 hours or longer, it felt like. Then you come back on Sunday. Tell our listeners a little bit about the mindset that first you had to do, and then this team had to adjust on the fly.
Well, if anything possible, you want to try to play the game on Friday night. Just, you know, as far as Rogersville is, and then, you know, what is the options moving forward if you don't play on Friday. In my 17 years, we've never experienced anything like that. You know, we may have had a 30-minute delay, but never has game been canceled. A lot of emotions going into that, and you know, guys really wanting to play. You know, one, it's a region game, so it's got to be played. And then 2, you know, what are the options moving forward? And so, you know, do we come back to Saturday? Do we play Sunday? Do we come back and play Monday? Most of the schools are already adequate at playing, you know, Monday on a JV and then Friday. A lot of the young guys are there. So, you know, could you fit it in the schedule later in the year? Could you do some adjusting to your schedules? So we felt that the best opportunity for us was to come back and play on Sunday. But there's a lot of mixed emotions. You know, you're in the gym for 2 hours, you're waiting. You know, guys are ready to get out there and play. You know, then at what point do you call the game off that, you know, it's not safety to put the guys out there? So just communicating with their coaches, their athletic coaches. I thought, you know, Dr. Minton was there, did a great job of communicating and with officials and you know, what we could do. But I really felt that we had great game Sunday. We did have a good crowd there. It was great weather. You know, we went and executed, played at a high level, and just happy for our guys that we got an opportunity to play.
And speaking of the game Sunday, Stacy and I had talked about this. I don't think if I'd ever been part of a football game where you had a kick return and a punt return both for touchdowns.
We about had 2.
We should have had 2 punt returns.
But you know, we've really worked hard on our special teams. We've got 2 dynamic returners. We started that last year with Nate and Dry, and then we felt like, you know, Luke being healthy this year could really give us an opportunity to, you know, to really swing a lot of momentum there. We've got a lot of linebackers and defensive ends, you know, really taking pride on the punt with the success of the season with our defensive play. We've got a number of starters on the punt return teams there, so, you know, they're taking pride in getting those guys, and I really feel like we've scored on defense, we've scored on special teams a number of different ways, and as many stops as we're going to get through it. But, you know, you think about it, Tony, you get, 12 possessions in a game. If you can make them punt 4, that's another opportunity that Luke and Dry can get their hands on the ball. Man, we know how much time we spend preparing for teams that have good returners. And, you know, one thing I always tell the kicker, I said, you know, if I see Dry back there, the ball better not go to him.
Kick away.
It can go to anybody else, but they ain't going to him, not in high school football.
Yep. You know, and talking, you know, picking up on that, where you're talking about the way we scored offensively, we scored on every possession except for one possession. It seemed like we were clicking. You brought in Justin Whitehead. He just picked right up where Red left off, and then you brought Red in, run the 2-minute drill, went down and scored right before half.
Yeah, we did a great job of managing the offense. We threw a couple screens. You know, we wanted some big play opportunities. We had some opportunities to get everyone involved. You know, really try to hit the backside receiver on a couple. Really try to get Cam balls at the number 3 receiver. You know, we felt like still working on creating more depth at the running back position. You know, we got drives really good on some of those fly sweeps, you know, that can get guys. You know, it's always tough to kind of defend on that because you can always hand it off and then you can fake it and throw it. So just getting that was good there. And then, you know, some backside off of our zone. You know, we try to slip Cam out to the flat, some little wrinkles there to get some things executed. Obviously, you know, Luke Whaley a fade touchdown there, and then some slants. We've been working really hard at hard play action slants there, so that was really good. And then, you know, it's always off some, you know, when we get punt return right before half for a touchdown. And then, you know, you mentioned Justin comes in there and does a great job. Holzer does a great job. Cam had some phenomenal runs. But, you know, when you talk about, you know, the two things we want to establish when we get to the game is, one, we want to be very disciplined, and two, we want to be physicality. And I thought on both sides in all 3 phases, you know, we were very physical and very disciplined.
You know, with last week's game or last Sunday's game, it looked like you got the opportunity to add some more depth, get some more people, some quality reps and a quality, meaningful reaching.
Well, it was a warm Sunday afternoon, and so, you know, the tempo, and then, you know, going back from O to D, we made some awesome snaps on offense, and the guys having to play on both sides was really good there. We've been trying to create more depth, more opportunities. You know, we got Braden Rainwater back, who's a good, really sophomore lineman. We've really worked hard creating depth of our offensive lineman with Hunter Franklin and Andrew White, so we really feel like we've got 8 or 9 offensive linemen that could go in. You just don't know what the difference it makes when, you know, if you can rest one series and then come in there and be refreshed and ready to go, the difference it makes. And so I also think we know this is the ability to catch the ball in the backfield is huge for Holzer and Zeth. I think that going down the road, you know, we know we got 4 receivers, tight end, H-backs. We know what we got on the outside, but the ability to catch the ball in the backfield could be a huge implement to our offense moving forward.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do us for last 2 recap of a game that was 2 weeks ago. We'll go back to the station for these words. When we come back, we'll preview another huge contest in region play as we are hit the road, go to Bluff City. We take on the 4-1 Sullivan East Patriots. We'll be back after this word from our sponsors. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Coach Shawn Witten Show. Coach, on the road again, 5th week in the last 6 weeks, 5th game in the last 6 weeks. We've been on the road going to Sullivan East. Sullivan East is 4-1 on the year. They're looking to make a statement. They've got a dynamic quarterback in Fisher. He's threw for almost 1,770 yards in just 5 games. Well,
I would give Sullivan East credit. You know, 4-1. We got some early games in the conference. They've taken care of business. You know, 3rd-year start at quarterback. They've got a nucleus that's kind of been together. They've really tried to work at it the all season, put together a 7-on-7 team, really try to be competitive, and then you know, just they're playing at a high level. They're going to be sky high playing against us tonight, and it's a great challenge. It's a game that matters, and it's a game that's very challenging for us. It's a different opponent. It's a different style of football that we're going to face in all aspects. They're hot. They're on fire. Even the only one loss, they have the Bristol, which is a, you know, Bluff City. Bristol is a big rivalry there, but give some of these credit. I mean, they're a team that's this is their year. I mean, they're challenging. They've got us in Greenville back to back here, so I really get a chance to see what they're made of, and a team that, you know, you mentioned the yards that Fisher's thrown for, but he's also averaging about 37 pass attempts a game. So, you know, it's a fun game for us to be prepared for against, and should be exciting.
You know, if you look at him and he's averaging 37 attempts. You flip it over to the other side, their running game. It seemed like their run game is just enough to keep you honest, but it's not something that they're willing to go to.
Well, they beat teams by running the football because people are selling out to stop the pass, and that's just being smart. Let's give them credit. But they've thrown 15 screens in the last 2 games. They have run the ball to beat Unicoi, and then they've been smart in their decisions and their call plays. Is when there's a lot of draws. There's a lot of motions and just throwing the ball out to the flats. They do a lot of shallow crossing concept, a lot of crosser concepts that you see on Saturdays and Sundays. So it's been a great week from a preparation standpoint. It's challenging for our defensive line to rush the passer. Fisher, he drops really far back. He'll make scramble throws. He'll extend the play. They've got 3 receivers that have caught 30 balls or more already. So it's just a high-octane offense that's very challenging, and we're going to get their best shot for sure.
All right, last week we was in Cherokee. Cherokee's offense was struggling to find their identity. Next week we got DB. DB's the strongest when they're running the ball. You got East stuck in the middle where they're going. How hard is it to change your mindset from this week versus last week, and then not looking forward to next week?
Well, I think you don't want to, all of your principles don't stay the same. You don't want to change up completely different, but we got to do a good job. I mean, number one, our back end coverage is a great challenge for us on the back end. What kind of coverage do we need to play? We got to make sure we stay over the top, and then we got to make sure we tackle the underneath throws, and then when you talk about a quarterback that extends the plays or scramble plays, it's just you got to be smart. So. One, communication becomes critical. We got to know what coverage we're in. We got to know what blitz we're in. We got to know if we're in a 3-man rush, 4-man rush. We got to know, if we put a nickel package in or, whatever it may be. So we just got to be smart as far as our communication goes there. And then, the thing is too, Tony, you can't have an undisciplined football team. We can't have busted coverages. We can't have undisciplined penalties, pre-snap and post-snap. We've got to do a good job of winning on first down is going to be critical. You get them in second and long, third and long. Okay, you got you got some decisions to make there, but they can run some draws, some screens, quick throws, crossing routes. So our work has been staying with the receivers. They got a big receiver, got a big tight end. It's a junior, catches ball across the middle. Does a good job in the red zone. Throwing the ball to some fades and back corner throws there. But, really and truly, as much as you want to talk about the defense, Tony, your best weapon becomes the offense. The ability to run the football, keep Fisher on the sideline, make sure that we're executing at a high level of offense. I mean, execution on our end of the offense end is at a priority. You mentioned us scoring every possession of one. We got to move the football. We got to be smart. We can't turn the ball over. We got to stay out of third and long opportunities, and also our percentage on third down, we've got to execute on third down.
And that brings me to my next question. From the offensive side of the ball, you look at their defense, their 2 outside ends, when they crash, they take 2 or 3 steps, stop, try to jump up and knock the ball down, that hurts you quick game. So how do you combat that with the quick screen, with the quick slants?
We've got to do a good job of mixing up our formations, mixing up our tempos. Maybe even sometimes huddling so they can't see us formation alignments. And then we've got to do a good job of just making sure that we stay down and distance in our favor, mix our formations up, try to create some chaos in between their alignments on defense. And then we got to be smart about running the football. We got to know where the ball's going. We got to know who it's going to. We've got to do execution as a premium. We got to do a good job of mixing up our personnel, running the football, and getting downhill. We feel like right now, between Seth and Holzer and the addition of Cam Baker, we've got to use our personnel to our strengths. And so, we've got to do a good job of making sure that we're very confident in our play calls and our execution. And when we get the ball in our hands, we got to go score.
What do you want to see offensively tonight? What do you have circled as a priority tonight offensively?
Well, I think for us, Tony, after 4 games and then coming off an open week, you want to see us play with a lot of physicality on offense. Just know where we're throwing the ball. We look good running the routes. We know where we're going. Backs hit the hole. You want to see us stiff arm or breaking tackle, pad leverage. You want to see us reestablish some line of scrimmage. You want to see us picking up the blitz when they do blitz. It just, we want to be smooth. We want to be come up, reestablish that line. We want to do a good job of, we're subbing in and out. We know where we're going. We know where we're lined up in. You just want to make sure that, we want to be a well-oiled machine going into tonight's game.
Final question, you said it earlier. This is the 100th day. This week is the 100th day of practice. Where do you gauge this? Where's this team at?
Well, that Boone game would have been a big game for us because we have 4 straight road games, coming back home. Okay, playing a 5A opponent that always plays us well. It gives you a great balance of where we are heading to the second half of the season. Our seasons in the past, remember in 2014-15 we played Tennessee I kind of in the middle. We had a big win that set us up for the second part of the season. So right here, we've talked about discipline. We talked about physicality. Never seen a team that's been undisciplined win football games, regardless how much talent you have. And then also our execution. Physicality, discipline, execution. We want to win, playing Granger, playing Cherokee, okay, we did what we were supposed to. We played well, but you don't see the physicality. We got to be tough, force turnovers, tackling. You talk about the Tennessee-Florida game, too many missed tackles, too many just penalties. And so we just got to be you want to be a well-coached football team, and want to see our guys really. Big game night for Sullivan East, but it's a big game for Elizabeth Cyclones, for us to take the field and finish the second half of the season.
If we want to get to where we're going, we've got to have to win tonight, go up 2-0 in the conference, Coach. We appreciate it. We'll go back to the station for these words from our sponsors. We come back, Stacy and I will have the rest of your pregame show right after these words from our sponsors.